Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Wake Up Legendary. Happy Wednesday. I got my favorite Legendary shirt on. Definitely matches my personality. One of the things I loved about Legendary when I first came here almost 4 years ago, which was pretty cool. And I get to be here live with everyone this morning once again. And we have a pretty cool guest. She's been in our community for quite some time, but this is her first time on the show. Holy schmoly. It's kind of wild. Usually we have people on a little sooner, but she's a little nervous. You got to give her some love. All right. Everyone be kind, which I know you always are. But before I bring her on, let's do a little housekeeping, shall we? As everyone files on in. First and foremost, if you want to get this exact t-shirt or any t-shirt like it, head over to belegendary.shop. That's where all our legendary marketer swag is. Every now and then I'll get an email, somebody comments, hey, how do I get a t-shirt? This is where you grab that t-shirt. Just head over to belegendary.shop. And then, of course, if you are new here, been here, looking for a quick link, a quick way to grab some of our education, upgrade to further education, head over to legendarymarketer.com/enroll. On that page, you will see an opportunity to grab our $5 5-day Learn Launch Lead Challenge. I love that thing. It's pretty phenomenal, and you will not regret grabbing it. You will be blown away at the value. You'll be blown away at the care that you are given, the support that you're provided, and just what you learn and decide. It's so in depth, you really get a good picture of, do I want to do something online? That challenge is going to help you make that decision for sure. So head over there, Learn Launch Lead Challenge, grab that. You can also grab your mastermind ticket. We are only a few tickets left. So be sure to grab your ticket for Austin if you would like to join us. That link is there as well. So head over legendarymarketer.com/enroll. And my last bit of housekeeping, it's been really cool seeing, because Legendary's been around for so long. And when you are a Blueprint student, you always have that ability to come back into your education, come back to live support as long as you need, whenever you need. Or if you had stopped, life got in the way, you just stopped going through it, you stopped implementing for whatever reason, and people are coming back after a year, after 2 years. And it's so cool to see in our Blueprints group. But if you feel like you're constantly on that start-stop cycle, I recommend chatting with one of our mentors. We're doing free, complimentary 30-minute calls to just see what it is you need to get over that start-stop hump. And all you need to do is email Dave. Super simple. You don't even have to put anything in the context of the email. Just put in the subject accountability or free call, and Dave will connect you to one of our mentors to get that free 30-minute call scheduled. I mean, it's a no-brainer. Check it out. See how you feel about it. And a lot of people have gotten a ton of value from those calls. So I highly, highly, highly recommend it. All right, let me go check out these comments. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Will, Becca. Hello, Kathy, as always. Good morning. And please help me welcome the awesome, the amazing Ashley to the show. Good morning, Ashley.
Good morning.
It's so nice to chat with you. I know you did a live training with us, but we couldn't get your video on. So we just heard your voice, but now we get to see you, and it's on Wake Up Legendary. And I'm just so pumped to have you here this morning. So welcome.
Thank you so much. Yes, I'm so excited. Nervous, but excited.
Yeah, it's a good thing. That's a good thing. So let's dive into it. Let's get all of the details, the juicy nuggets. How did you start? I believe your first online venture, so to speak, entrepreneur, was network marketing, right?
Yes.
So let's dive back into, give us your history.
Yeah, so before even doing online stuff, I was a registered nurse, went to school, did all of the things, and realized that I needed more than just what I was bringing in with my registered nurse job. And so it was like January of 2020, like right before the pandemic, I stumbled into network marketing and I did really well with it. I did really well with it for about 3 years, but it had me. I was glued to my phone a little bit more than I had wished, especially being pregnant. A year ago, I knew that I needed to change something up, and so that's when I then found Legendary
I love
in
it.
affiliate marketing. Yeah.
So I'm going to go back to your questionnaire because you said you did network marketing for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
You got some experience as far as like reaching out, communicating. Did you do anything online during that? Were you building a following at that point online, or was it really just old school calls and?
I had a little bit of a following, but not really. It was so I maybe had like I didn't do the old school calling. It was definitely all done online, like mostly all on Facebook. But I only had like I grew it from about 300 or 400 friends to about 2,000 friends.
Okay.
So it wasn't a huge following when I was doing the network marketing stuff.
Yeah, cool. So when you made the switch to affiliate marketing, learning from Legendary, did you start all new accounts on social or did you use your same ones and then just switch content?
Yeah, so I tried to get new accounts, especially on Instagram, because that's where I wanted to do a lot of like more of my affiliate marketing stuff. And I kept getting my accounts kept getting shut down, the new ones, because it knew that I was, I guess, because my other one was verified anyways. So I just went with the ones that I had.
Nice. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. What do you think was the biggest difference for you between the two business models?
The biggest difference is, I mean, so they both are wonderful as far as like having that community and talking with people and creating content. The biggest difference for me is I had to be a little bit more attentive to my phone, and they had a lot more team building there, whereas with affiliate marketing I'm able to just focus on myself and what I want to work on that day or not work on that day. And yeah, I guess that's the difference. The team building is, I don't have to worry about the team building with affiliate marketing. Not that that's a bad thing. It's great to have that community with network marketing, but
Right. But your success, your gains aren't tied to another person.
correct. It's
Like
all
it is a network. This is all you, everything you put into it. Was that hard to make that switch at first? Did it feel like a kind of a crutch or was it like freeing?
it was definitely freeing, especially being like 8 months pregnant. I just it was definitely freeing for sure. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, cool. So you went through the challenge about a year ago, right? Or is it?
Well, I actually went through the challenge December of 2022, but I didn't do anything with it until July of 2023.
So why the break?
I just, to be honest, I
Yeah.
felt overwhelmed, like, because it was something different. It was new, like
Mhm.
skills that I had never learned before. I had no idea how to even go about setting up the skills. But it's because I didn't take the time to like really focus and learn in the beginning. I just guess I was hoping it was like going to be handed to me. But it
Mhm.
really wasn't that hard when I finally decided, okay, at 8 months pregnant, I've got to do something different. I just sat down and it wasn't even as bad as I was making it out to be. I just had to sit down and do it. And it took me about a week.
I love that. And I think that's a really common fear.
Yeah.
Or people, that self-talk comes in and goes, "Oh, you can't do this.
Yeah.
You don't have time. You can't learn this. It's going to be too hard. There's too much to learn." What's your advice for someone that's in that right now? They're like, they might even be listening and they're like, I still haven't finished the challenge. I still haven't. I kind of stopped partway through because they felt, oh, I'm going to be new at something.
Right. So I guess my advice would be just take it one step at a time. I let it hold me back because I was looking at everything I felt like I needed to accomplish and get done and have systems set up, and all of that was just overwhelming. But if I really had sat down and dissected it and just took one step at a time, one day at a time, as far as like the challenge, because the challenge for me was the 15-day
Right.
the $7. So it's a little bit different, but if I would have just focused on one day at a time, one skill at a time, that, I guess that's my advice. Just take it one step at a time, one skill at a time, and it will all just kind of come together. Like, you don't have to know it all right now to make it work.
Yeah, it is. You start to see how the whole online space works, and suddenly you're like, oh my gosh, I have to do 50 things. And then you go, what order do I do with the 50 things? How do I do this? How am I going to learn 50 things? How are we going to make this happen? And that's such good advice to go, no, take a deep breath.
Yeah.
List out the 50, the 20, the 10, whatever your list is.
Yeah,
And just do one.
exactly. Starting with the challenge, complete the challenge, and then go from there. If you need more help, there's advisors or,
Yep.
additional resources or whatever that may be.
Yeah, and everyone's going to need different things but it's there. The support is there. If you need more education, it's there. You need more calls, it's there. If you need to go a little slower, a little faster, you can do that too. It's just a matter of just taking action, really.
It really is.
Yeah. So once you finally decided to go through the challenge, you busted it out.
Yeah.
What was your biggest roadblock when you first started and implementing what you're learning and going down this path?
Biggest roadblock. Oh gosh. I guess patience. So I went from network marketing, making full-time income, to I was switching over to something new. And so I wanted to just be, in a sense, like this millionaire overnight, not really,
Right.
but
No, I
like I wanted
understand.
it all to just happen right
Mhm.
when I was done setting everything up. And I definitely had to learn patience. And with just doing the work, I told myself, okay, don't focus on the results, focus on the work. Do what I need to do that day and set a goal for yourself. So for myself, I was, making 3 videos a day. And after that, whatever happened. And, just making sure I hit those goals each day. And then finally things just started to come into play, and, money started coming in, and
Mhm.
things started happening. And
Right. So share with all of us how many followers you have on Instagram now.
right at 202,000.
Okay. So we have a solid follower account. Okay. And I will say there's probably some people out in the world that are like, oh, this chick Ashley, she's got over 200,000 followers and she was overnight success. And what I want to make abundantly clear is first you had to decide, I'm going to learn. Just purchasing the challenge did nothing for you, right? The
Right.
action of purchasing a course does nothing. You have to actually put it to work,
Right.
learn what's in there, implement. And when you decided to do that, you then had to go through a stage of trying out different social media accounts, seeing what works. Some got shut down, making switches, making adjustments, and focused on just posting.
Right.
That was your whole focus.
Yeah.
Was just on, I don't have anybody watching at first. I
Yeah.
don't have a lot of engagement, but I need to post. And you committed to 3 times a day and you just put your blinders on and you did the work and it started to grow.
Yes.
And you
Yep.
just kept going and going and going. And that's what I want everyone to really remember and understand. There is this period of where you're doing work with nobody watching you and you still got to show up.
Yeah, in the beginning, so my account actually didn't start growing until 6 months after I started posting, and there was a switch there, which I'm sure we'll talk about in a
Yeah.
bit. But and this is just for anyone who is also like me. A lot of people like to follow bigger accounts who's making all this money or growing super quick, but for me that it I would compare. So I actually
Mhm.
unfollowed a lot of big people, and I couldn't watch their stories because it would make me feel like I wasn't enough or doing enough, or it wasn't
Mhm.
going to happen for me. So I literally unfollowed everyone, focused on what I knew I needed to do. And even for 6 months, my account maybe grew 2,000 followers. I would get maybe 10 or 15 comments on my things. So yeah, that's another tip, is if it's hard for you to see other people's success without being able to put your blinders on, just unfollow them and do the work. And
Mhm. I say this on Decade in a Day often. I think everyone immediately, if they decide to go online and start a business, unfollow everybody that's ahead of you.
yeah.
And because I want you to find your own voice. I want you to find your own way of doing content. I want you to find, and I want you to put in the work instead of copying. And now your account is like a blend of 10 other people, and your mindset is totally in the hole the whole time. Because you end up comparing, and then you do a little less work.
Yep.
You do a little less effort because you're sitting there with that inner voice going, you can't do this. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. And we have to get rid of that. We have to. That's such great advice. And I know people that are like, no, I need to follow them. No, you don't. You really don't. I promise it's probably hurting you in these early days
Yeah.
more than helping you.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. So let's ask the question, what was the switch? How did you make a change in content that really started where you started to see big growth happen?
Yeah. So this was probably January of last year,
Mhm.
January 2023. I knew I needed to like, so I've always been one to not just post about work. So my niche is make money online. I help other people make money online. But I want people to see that like I'm a real person. Like I talk in my stories not just about work, but like what I'm doing that day, taking my kids to the pumpkin patch. I post. The reason I even started to make money online was because of my kids. So I could be home with my kids or have more time off with my kids, those type of things. So I started posting either funny, relatable content as far as like mom content or like mom hacks. And it took off. Like, I think my very first mom related video in January, I think hit like 4 million views. And so now, anytime I do post a mom related video of like my kids or a hack or whatever, they typically always hit the millions. And so that's
Mhm.
when my account skyrocketed. So I think it really started growing in February. By May, I hit 100,000 followers. And since May, which it's now October, I'm at over 200,000 followers. So,
Yep. We were just talking about this with our mentorship group yesterday. Dave did a training with them that he does every month. And we were talking about you've got to be relatable. Your content can't always be this serious. I'm business. This is what we're going to talk about. You got to click on my link. I'm going to teach you something. And relatable is who's your ideal audience, first of all? Who are you trying to reach? And how would you converse with them in real life as friends, right? You share crazy stories of your kids that happened that morning at bath time.
yeah.
You share, something that happened at the park. You share, oh my gosh, I'm so frustrated. They haven't taken a nap in 5 days. How am I getting through this? And you make a joke about it.
Yep.
Right? You use humor. You add those moments of that they relate to and go, oh my gosh, she gets it. She gets me.
Yeah.
And so then they want to follow you.
Yeah.
And it really comes down to, you got to be social on social media, just like you would in real life with your close friends. And what are those moments you share when you shoot a text to somebody that just happened with your spouse, with your family, with your kids, with work? That's a video. That's the moment you share in a video, in a piece of content.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, also just for anyone who's maybe on here that's not a mom and doesn't want to share mom related content, I actually stumbled across another girl. She does the make money online niche, but she started because she wanted to make money for her house renovations. And so you'll see her painting in the background with her, make money online niche words. But then she also makes videos of like transformation videos of like her bathroom that she just redone and all of these things, and it's blowing up her account. And that's also, like you said, drawing in her target audience, maybe other people who want to do their house renovations. They're like, oh, she's for her house renovations with this money that she's making, her house looks great, let's follow her. And so it can really be for like any type of need.
Yeah, it really comes back to who's your audience. And what are they into? Are they DIYers? Or do they want a homestead and have a mini animal farm and stay at home and take care of their animals, but they also need to have income? Do they want to be able to travel? Are they young? And there's a lot of ways that you can bring in different offers, even when you're focused on creating content for an audience.
Right.
And not focused on creating content for product.
Right.
Because the product will come.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's how they go, okay, I want to grab whatever they're doing. Because now they have that know, like, trust, because you made relatable content.
Yeah.
It's hard for newbies into the space to grasp that, because they're like, I just want the money. How do I get the money? And it's like, okay, I need you to ignore that piece for a little bit. And I want you to go, how do I find online friends?
Yeah. For sure.
And show them there's a way through whatever pain they're going through, and that I'm relatable, and I've been there, I've done that, and this is where I'm at now.
Yeah.
And weaving that through your content. So engagement is huge. What's your tips for those starting out? They're posting maybe 2 to 3 times a day. There's just no comments.
So I would look at, if you're posting and you're not getting any comments, I would look at maybe your hook or your call to action. I always have people drop a word. When I post my videos, people will do kind of what you tell them, in a sense. So if you when you post a video, just make sure that you have a call to action as far as like engagement into the video, like and save this video before we continue, or drop a number 1 if you would. So for myself, like with my free guide, I always tell people drop me, or drop guide, or drop a number 1 if you would like my free guide. And it works. Even if it's just 1 or 2 in the beginning, there will be people who comment if you tell them to. So yeah,
it's all about putting in front of them the next step you want them to take.
Correct.
And not have a whole bunch of options. It's just, here's the next step.
Yes.
And then when they take that step, it goes, here's the next step.
Yeah.
And when they take that one, here's the next step. But if at any point you have 5 steps, 10 options of a step, there's 10 doors to go through, you're going to get them confused, and they'll go back to, wait a minute, I need to watch some more videos. I got to go back because I don't know which step to choose.
Right.
So then it takes longer to convert, longer to get them on your email list, longer to get them to comment. It's all about giving them clear action of what you expect of them.
Yeah. A confused mind will always say no, is what I've
It,
been.
yep, 100%. And it's not, that's what's really important is if you have a funnel already live, go back, look at your content. And are you being clear of what the next step is? And how can you adjust that moving forward and make those small tweaks and adjustments? That's huge. I think that's key. So I know you're big on Instagram. Have you tried other social media platforms? Do you hate them? Do you love them? Are they on your radar for later? Where are you at with that?
So I do have a TikTok. I've actually grown multiple TikToks. I had one, it hit 300,000, and it got hacked. That was like a year ago. That was actually a month after I got started with all of this. So started July of 2023, really hitting the ground running. August of 2023, my big TikTok account was taken away. Along with not having much engagement on my Instagram. So, but I knew that if I just did the work, that everything would follow. So started a new TikTok account, and I'm at 304,000 followers. As far as the make money online, I don't like to post a ton of that on TikTok just because I feel like the scammers are a little bit more vicious on TikTok, making fake accounts and stuff. But I do use TikTok a little bit for sure.
Yeah. Okay. I love that. And I hope everyone's really hearing that. Yes, she has things that everybody wants right now. You have followers, you have a growing business that has business income, but you really had some roadblocks thrown. You really had some things thrown your way that you had to figure out.
Yeah.
And it ultimately, we say this all the time, and you're such an amazing example of it. Quitting wasn't on your table.
It was not an option.
When things came to you, you went, all right, let's figure it out. Oh, new day, new thing to figure out. Let's figure it out. Right. And it's really understanding it all comes back to that mindset. And even if you're not confident yet with something, you're building it, you're working on it, you're putting it into practice as you gain confidence, which is huge.
Yeah.
What do you think's changed most about you from when you started to now?
As far as like
Who you are as a person, what surprised you?
as far as like business and growth and
Yeah.
all that. Oh God. This is, I don't know. So what has changed about me?
Yeah. What did you not realize about you, about yourself? That who you are now that you didn't know was there back then
Okay.
when you
Yeah.
started?
So I guess it would be I didn't realize, and I don't know if this is going to answer the question, but like I was so close-minded on like what I thought I could learn and like what I thought I could do on the online space. But the skills that I have learned have like absolutely just blown my mind. And again, they haven't all they didn't even come in the first week of, going through the course, or even 2 weeks. Like I'm still learning things. Even just a couple of weeks ago, I learned about some coding for some colors on Canva and how it can be put into other places. And I was just like mind blown that like I actually learned this. Like I'm learning. I feel like a big girl. Like I'm learning some like online tech stuff that I did not expect to learn. And I guess, the fact that I can learn different things, hard things, quote unquote, new things. So I hope that answers the question.
It does. Yeah, that you're capable.
Yeah.
You're capable of more, you're capable of big, you're
Yeah.
capable of hard.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I love it. All right, let's answer this question. Monty goes, but not everyone has a family life. So what do you do? What do you post about? Your audience doesn't have to be family. What is your ideal audience? What do they do? What are you into? What do you text your friends about? What do you guys do when you hang out? Start there. That's your audience.
Mm-hmm. So,
And
yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
So, for a lot of people, they're like, well, I'm boring. I don't do anything. And I hear this all the time. I just sit and watch TV, or I scroll, I don't do anything. But like, I was talking to this one girl and she was saying those exact same words, and come to find out she loves cats. And she has a couple cats. And so we kind of just went down that rabbit hole, I guess. And she's made some like relatable content to her cat being funny, and like they blew up. And so I think it gained her a couple hundred followers, and she has a smaller account, but it's growing now. And she didn't realize that just her 2 cats that she had could be anything, but like cats are funny, and there's a lot of people who love cats and have cats. And so you can really turn anything that you have or that you're passionate about into something to relate to someone else. Maybe it could be as much as just, I don't know, maybe playing video games or going for walks, or, whatever it is. You really can find a target audience. I don't know if y'all have seen that commercial, but they have a group for everyone on Facebook. There's someone just like you somewhere else, and you'll find those. You can find those people.
And if you feel like there's nothing interesting about yourself, you have no one to talk to, you don't know who to reach, we need to work on your mindset. Yeah. We need to work on your mindset. We need to work on your self-worth, your self-talk, your limiting beliefs, your confidence, because there is greatness in every single person. There's something awesome about every single person.
Yeah.
And you're worthy of being heard. You're worthy of being seen. You're worthy of making content that you enjoy. It may not be the same as Ashley's or anyone else that's here watching this video, but what you make is going to be unique to you, and your people will find you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? I love this. All right, let's talk to this even more. How do you make money from a cat post? See, this is where the disconnect comes in. And we gotta make the connection. So ultimately, guys, you can't recommend anything. I don't care what it is. You can't recommend anything to an empty room or an empty social media following. And even if you gather people and followers of some form, if you say you went and bought followers, they don't care about you or what you're doing. So you got to make content that they care about, that connects you to them, so they get to know you as a virtual friend.
Yeah.
And then they will trust your recommendations.
Right. Yeah. So I don't know if it was like a comment, saying like, how do you make money off the cat video? Like you're saying, you don't, but you're gaining followers from those. So I actually posted a video of my little boy. Now, again, this is for me. I'm a mom. You can do this with anything to draw in your audience, but I posted about how he's wild. He's 1 year old. It hit, I think, 6 million views. Just posted the other day. I think I gained like 6,000 new followers from that video. And those are followers I didn't have, but most of them I can assume are probably moms who have wild little boys. And now my story views have went up. I posted my stories about my product, or, the offers that I have, and these people are now seeing those offers. So that's how you essentially make money from those videos.
And it's, if you just post sales videos like, hey, I got something for you. Hey, moms, I got something for you. Link in bio. Go click it. Yeah. Nobody's going to follow that. That's like a door-to-door salesman. Yeah. Your whole account is that. You're going to be stuck at low followers, low views, and a lot of frustration.
Yeah. And, you don't have to be creative. I don't feel like I'm a creative person at all. But when I am scrolling Instagram or TikTok and I see a mom related video that I'm like, Oh my gosh, that is my kid. I save that and then I recreate that in, some sort of form. So I'm not having to come up with all of this on my own. Not saying that you have to copy someone, but if it drew your attention or, it drew my attention because I can relate, I know other people can relate. So I'm going to make that video in some kind of way to repost. And so that's what you can do too, whether that's with your cats or chickens or maybe whatever your target.
Whatever you're into. And you don't have to be a parent. You don't have to have kids. You could be a cat mom, a dog mom, iguana mom. Just love the outdoors, love riding bikes. Use that as your B-roll in the background and share stories with that. And at the same time, whatever niche you're in, if you're in make money online, you tie that back to the freedom it's giving you. The freedom of choices, what you can do on a Tuesday at 11 and go take a bike ride.
Yeah.
And what you got to enjoy and see. And maybe there was something funny there too. And people start to see, they get to build all this content in the middle of the week. How are they doing that? It's funny as ever. But then they start going, I want to be able to do something like that. I want to be able to post videos 3 times a day if I want. And it grows and it builds.
Yes.
For sure, which I love. So I hope that really helped everyone here understand and make that connection. But it all goes back to, you got to get rid of this. I need to make money now. And I got to tell everybody to click my link and buy from me. Nobody's going to do that.
No.
It's a hard thing to hear. You got to come around a different way. This is my silly example, but a parent will understand. We all know team sports as a parent, and there's that one team mom that we may have had at some point that just only comes to you for an ask, for a donation, work the snack bar, do halftime snack time. They don't care 2 shits about you except what they can get from you.
Right.
And you see them coming, you don't want anything to do with them. But you sit around in a circle with some other parents, you guys are exchanging stories during practice time, you're laughing, you're making jokes, you're making fun of each other. Those are all moments. Those are all pieces of content you create. And at some point, someone's going to make, hey, I tried this restaurant. I got this lawn guy. And you're going, I want to try that. I don't care what lawn guy this other team mom who only comes for asks could have. I don't want that recommendation. I want the one from the group of people I'm connecting with.
Right.
So we're rebuilding that online, guys. You're building that friend connection, so to speak.
Yep.
What would you add for all this whole piece on building an audience and engagement and content and all of that we may have missed?
Well, we kind of said it, but I just kind of want to bring it back in.
Yeah.
Don't focus on the results. I've been posting for a week. I've not had a single sign up. I've not had a single person get into my funnel. Just celebrate. Like I said, set a goal. Let's say it's 3 videos a day. Don't stress yourself out. Just, make the content, post the videos. And when you do post your 3, celebrate that. Yes, I hit it today, because some days you're not going to be able to post 3. You're going to only get 2 or 1 because life is busy, work, kids, whatever it is. And you're not going to hit that. And you're like, dang, tomorrow I will make sure I get my 3. And if you just focus on the work and not the results, it will make this whole journey 1,000 times better. It will make building this business and not feeling like you're forcing it or rushing it, just so much better. Just let it kind of flow, do the work, and everything will follow. And it might take a couple of months, but it will start to happen.
Yeah, definitely. Connie says, not Connie, where is it? Anthony, some of the stress comes from having no social proof. You don't need social proof to grow online friends. You just make content that's relatable. It's not about being an expert. It's about getting to get people to know, like, and trust you as a human, as a virtual online friend. And then they trust a recommendation for you to go check something else out where the experts are.
Yeah, for sure.
That's really, you're not trying to be, I am the expert. You have to listen, buy everything from me. It's just getting to that know, like, trust factor of building online friends, a virtual following with like-minded interests, desires, pain points, and then going, hey, check this out. I have something that might help you.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause we all started with zero. I started with 0 people in my sales funnel or my email campaign, or I had my first sign up or, whatever, or customer. And so we all start at not being an expert. I for sure was not an expert. I felt way underqualified, but you grow and you learn. And
yeah, definitely. Oh, Connie, I love that. You've been here a year and not seeing success. Let's look at your videos. I want you to go back and look. Were you salesy or were you building friendships? Did you build, were you just teaching? Were they interesting? What are your hooks? Look at it from an analytic viewpoint. What's somebody coming onto your account? What would they see? And does Instagram know who to show your videos to?
Yeah.
Right. So it doesn't matter now, Connie. She's like, I'm a hot mess. It doesn't matter what you've done. Use it as things to learn from. And then starting today, start moving forward and making adjustments.
Yeah.
And there's always, that's the great thing. The morning comes, it's a new day, a new way, a new day to start and try something different with your content, a different angle, a different editing technique, a different hook, a different style, a different call to action, a different focus.
Yes.
Doesn't matter what you did the day before.
That's right.
I love it. So I want to leave you with the last words because this has been phenomenal, by the way. You have to come back. Please do not wait a year and a half to come on the show. Okay. You have to come back. Because you are a wealth of knowledge and experience, and you've been through a lot that people are going through right now. And they need to hear that it just keep going.
Yeah.
Like this stuff happens and you just keep going. You just keep going. So what's your piece of advice for somebody in the challenge or just finished the challenge in that overwhelmed state?
Yeah.
What's your advice to them?
My advice would be write it all down, because when it's all up here and you feel like you have 1,000 things to do, you're probably just going to shut down and walk away. Write it all down. Write down what you feel like you need to do, you feel like you need to learn all of these things. Like I said, write it down and then take it one step at a time. Finish the challenge. Finish day 1, then go to day 2. Then once you finish the challenge, see what's next. Okay, maybe it's building a lead magnet or my sales. Just do one thing at a time. Even if it takes you a couple of weeks, it will eventually all get done.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love this advice. Everyone, please, if you did not take notes today, you go back, rewatch, write it all down. You're not going to implement everything today, but do one thing at a time and just start plugging away and making those small adjustments to your content, to your focus. Revisit your business plan. Make sure you have your ideal audience dialed in. And go from there. Thank you so much, Ashley, for coming on.
Thank you.
You're amazing as always.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
You too. All right, please go follow Ashley on Instagram. And it's _Ashley.Wilkins_. Is it 2 underscores at the end? I'm going to bring her back on. Let's just double check this. Is that a double underscore at the end?
Yes.
All right. _Ashley.Wilkins__. I love it.
Yeah.
And it's perfect. So thank you, Ashley, once again. Go give Ashley a follow. Check out her content. Let her know you saw her on Wake Up Legendary, and all that good stuff. She is just a beautiful soul, has worked her absolute booty off. And she's put in the time. She's put in the energy. She showed all of us what it looks like to take quitting off the table, no matter when social media accounts get shut down, content isn't working, no one's watching, no one's engaging. even not even implementing for quite a few months after taking the challenge, what that looks like to decide I'm worthy, I'm going to figure this out, and I'm going to go and I'm going to grind and I'm going to focus on the work and not the result I want. She's an amazing example of that. And I really thank her for coming on today. So, as always, have a fantastic Wednesday and stay legendary. Peace.